Hi everybody, Dr. Susan here. This is what I'm going to do today. So the past couple of videos I've been explaining about the functional blood chemistry analysis that I do here in the office exclusively. And I reverse the health of so many people with this analysis. And it's so critical to our health and health care. So I usually say this is functional health care because it's showing you how the body's functioning. But it's customized for you. It's the blood that's coming out of your body. There are no protocols here in this office. We don't follow protocols or my opinion or what worked for me in my health. What did work for me in my health in reversing MS 10 years ago was doing this blood analysis every 3 months. So I recommend it for sick people. People that come in here and are sick, we recommend it every 3 months. They graduate then to every 6 months. And the ultimate graduation is when you get blood work done once a year. Just check your blood work once a year. Get the analysis done so we can see all the systems in your body, how they're functioning, and make sure no changes have taken place. So if changes have taken place, it's something that can be corrected naturally and quickly and not require much work or money from you to get your health back to optimal health. So that's always my thing that I say is to get on the path of optimal health. So that's where I've been. So I went from a debilitated, very sick body, very sick, to now where I check my blood work once a year or once every 6 months just because I like to check my blood. But if I was my patient, it would be once a year just to be sure that everything is staying the way it should and that my symptoms are gone and I don't experience any symptoms and my energy is good and I sleep good and my hormones are good and my cycles are good and everything's good. That's the way I follow up on my health. That's what keeps me out of the medical world. One of the biggest fears that I have is being forced into the medical world because you don't really have a choice in things then. Not that the medical world is bad. I always say this. In acute situations, you go to the medical world. I'll always tell you, go to the medical world. But in chronic illness or if you're suffering from something that they're saying requires medication, I would always want you to check out your functional blood chemistry analysis first to see if it's necessary. So today I'm bringing the example, and I've written on this little sticky so I remember the numbers, but it's cholesterol. Cholesterol is a big, big, big thing in America where we are medicating anyone who has a cholesterol over 200. So first I'd like to say that number used to be, years ago, it was 150. It was not 200, it was 150. The next thing I'd like to say is that you need cholesterol. Our body makes cholesterol. Why on earth would God have our bodies make cholesterol if it was dangerous and it clogged arteries? God doesn't work like that. So our bodies produce cholesterol. It's actually the precursor to making hormones. So you need cholesterol, especially women. So if you're a woman and you're having hormone issues, the problem is not that you maybe need more hormones. I mean, I'm sure you definitely don't need more hormones. That's a whole other video. But check your cholesterol. Many women are on cholesterol lowering drugs, statin drugs. They're put on them precautionary, told by the doctor. They're scared into going on these drugs to lower their cholesterol, and women go on it. And it lowers their cholesterol down so low. I've seen cholesterol as low as 94. Cholesterol optimally should be 175-ish. Once it's at 94, your hormones are tanking. They can't be produced. So in this office, when we look at hormones, just to say this quickly, we don't look at what the problem is at the hormone itself. We always look at what's causing it. So like I always talk about the iceberg underneath, the big mass underneath the water that nobody can see. So there's always precursors to hormones, to make hormones in our bodies. So we always want to find out what those precursors are. So we do a test here called a Dutch test. And that Dutch test tells you not only the hormones and the levels they're at, but also the metabolites that make up the hormones. So it's a crucially important test, especially for women. If I say now over 40, and you want to get a handle on your hormones and know what's going on with them, and to be able to naturally take care of them so that they are always perfect, you don't suffer from a debilitating menopause, call us to get the Dutch test because it's a priceless test. And then I say that you should recheck it every 2 years. That's what I do. Every 2 years I recheck it just to make sure that my hormones are normal. So I don't suffer from any. I have some sisters who suffer from debilitating effects of menstrual cycles. I don't suffer from that. So that's something because of the work I did to reverse the MS in my body. It also helped my hormones. It also helped my liver. It also Many of the hormone conversions happen in the liver. It's all connected. Your body's all connected. We're not buckets of chicken. That's the medical model. It's always, your hormones are out, give more hormones, or whatever. If thyroid's not working, give a thyroid medication. Our bodies don't work like that. I'm here to tell you, that's not how the body works. That's not how our bodies are created. It's not the way it works. So you have to remove interference from the body. So if there's interference in the body, you have to remove it so the body can heal itself. So you can heal yourself, even your hormones, ladies. You can heal your hormones if you can find out what the interferences are. Your hormones will normalize. I'm 50 years old. Many times women by this age, you are either in menopause, perimenopause, suffering from hot flashes. I don't suffer from any of that at all. And other people in my family have. So it's not, that it doesn't happen in my family. It happens in my family like every other family. It doesn't happen to me because I handle my health care like this. I always have. I have for the past 10 years. This is I'm 40 years old. So that's why I use 40 for a hormone marker. Is start getting your hormones checked now, checked functionally. Find out the metabolites of the hormones, what makes the hormones. Find out where they are. Once you know, it's a matter of maybe a couple of supplements, to natural supplements to help your body create more hormones, and things will change for you permanently. So I've had people come here in the past be like, on the second day of my cycle, I have really heavy bleeding. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, we need to find out why, what's going on. It's not, I don't just give pills to fix things. That's the medical model. Give more hormones, give a shot, give hormone replacements. That's not the way to handle it. You want to handle it in a more natural way. You want to see what the metabolites are. There are foods you can eat to handle hormones. But anyway, I'm digressing because I'm not here to talk about hormones, but it's all the same. It's like all the same information. So I was going to talk today about cholesterol and how it's created in your body. And that's how I got onto female hormones, by taking too many statin drugs. Ladies, or even men now, suffer from hormone issues. It could be your statin drugs that you're taking that are lowering your hormone production because you are not having your cholesterol numbers at optimal levels. So again, I recommend always the functional blood chemistry analysis to find out, men and women, if that's an issue. So anyway, I want to talk about cholesterol because 200 is the number here in America. They want all cholesterol to be under 200, and once you go over 200, they're recommending a statin drug. Not necessary. It's not necessary to take statin drugs. Please be aware. Please read the side effects. That's the thing. I'm not saying I can't medicate people. I can't advise on medication. So I just educate yourself before going to the doctor. If you have a feeling he may, recommend a statin drug, read the side effects of statin drugs. They're horrible. You don't want to be on a statin drug, male or female. Okay. So I'm here today to tell you how cholesterol is made. So when you see total cholesterol, so I'm going to read these numbers. I have a total cholesterol here of 250. So this would be, startling in the medical world. Put them on a statin drug. We got to lower their cholesterol. It's going to clog your arteries, right? It's a heart risk. That is completely false. So I advise you to go on to PubMed, which is a medical research website, and look up the studies, and look up the studies from the 1950s. And fat does not, where they claimed fat clogged your arteries, but there was so much taken out of those studies. It was rigged for the medical world to sell us statin drugs. So cholesterol does not clog arteries. People with high cholesterol, people with low cholesterol die more of heart attack than people with high cholesterol. So you don't want your cholesterol to be too low. It's not a risk to clog your artery. However, clogging your artery does happen with high blood sugar. So if your blood sugar is high and you have inflammation in your body, which almost everybody in America has, 7 out of 10 leading causes of death in America are due to inflammation. So you want to find out what's causing inflammation in your body. If you have inflammation, you don't want it. That's the silent killer in America. And that, coupled with sugar, that's what's clogging arteries. It's not cholesterol. Cholesterol was demonized, I promise you. So what I want to tell you today on the functional blood chemistry analysis, we see this. If lipids are a high number, if it comes up to 50, and that's deemed high in medical standard ranges, you have to take your LDL plus your HDL and 20% of your triglycerides. It's those three numbers added together that gives you the total cholesterol number. So if your total cholesterol is at 250, you got to find out why is it at 250? What is causing your cholesterol to be at 250? And then you change that number and cholesterol drops. So for instance, I had a woman come in, her triglycerides were roughly around 300, I think about 340. And she came to me because they wanted to put her on a statin drug. She didn't want it. So she went on my program, 30 days. She went on a 30-day program. We did her blood work. She went on a 30-day program with us. We normalized her triglyceride down to 80 in 30 days with dietary changes, and her cholesterol number fell under 200. So see what I'm saying? It's those biomarkers combined that cause the total cholesterol number. So you need to find out what's on those three numbers, what's causing the number to elevate over 200. So now the funny thing is, in the medical world, they don't check your triglycerides anymore. So triglycerides is fat circulating in your blood. So that coupled with inflammation in the body, so the fat and the inflammation, and also sugar, like I said, high blood sugar, that's what causes inflammation. That's what's clogging the arteries. So you need to know your triglyceride number. So if your medical doctor's not checking your triglyceride number, you need to know it. We always check triglyceride here, always. We also check blood sugar and hemoglobin A1C. So blood sugar is like a one-time look at blood sugar, on the way to the lab, and you get your blood sugar taken when you get there. It could change 4 hours later. So it's a variable number, and I know that. So that's why I take hemoglobin A1C, which is a 3-month average of your blood sugar numbers. So those numbers need to be at a certain level. So for this person, they were at 6.0, which is a pre-diabetic number. So that means his blood sugar is high all the time into a pre-diabetic range. You don't want your blood sugar to be over 100, so I'll say that too. So you can get a lot of information in this video. You don't want blood sugar over 100, you don't want hemoglobin A1C over 5.4, I guess. This guy was 6.0, so that's a pre-diabetic number. His total cholesterol was 250. And the reason why his total cholesterol was 250, number one, is because his LDLs, the bad cholesterol, was 340. So you have to look at that. So in the functional world, that high triglyceride number is fat circulating in the blood, and it's because your body's fat is a sugar burner, it's burning sugar for energy. So every day it's burning sugar. You're giving it too much sugar. It's using its energy source is sugar. So in the body, you can have one of two energy sources working. It could be sugar, use sugar for energy, or you can use fat for energy. So when you switch from a sugar burner to a fat burner, the first thing that gets eaten up is the triglycerides in your blood, and triglycerides number plummet. It's like a miracle. Usually about 30 days to make that happen. So it's really simple to do.